Hey guys, Crix Lee here, editor-in-chief with GirlGamer.com, and today we are at the MyOuterSpace.com studios to interview this lovely woman sitting next to me. You know her as Vanille. This is Georgia Van Cuylenburg. How are you, Georgia?
I'm great, thank you. How are you?
Very good. Now, you are on a game that has been highly anticipated and now has just come out, which everybody knows is Final Fantasy XIII. You do play Vanille. Now, one of the first questions we have, and just so you know, all the questions today are powered by our readers at GirlGamer.com.
Thanks.
Yeah, and we had a lot of them. So the first question we want to get to is, now the game did come out in Japan back in December, so this character was already established in Japanese. How hard was it to, already see this character in Japanese and then translate it to English and have it still have the same effect?
Well, I think for me it was especially important because the directors had specifically said to me, we want you to emanate the Japanese feel. This character has a real feel of that. Whereas a lot of the other characters, I know that they directed the Americans to be American. Whereas they specifically said to me, play it a bit that style, the style that you see in front of you, which was great in one way because it gave me a benchmark. But in other ways, I was like, I don't know if I can make that sound.
You mentioned the accent. You mentioned you had to do everything the same because she does make quite a few interesting sounds. And you and I were talking outside, and I had mentioned, when they do American translation of shows like Iron Chef or shows that are already in Japanese that English people do like to watch. They do everything. It's like, hee. Is that something that they said you have to do this?
They specifically said, we went through, and I would say, I had 900 lines. I would say 450 of them were just happy reaction, sad reaction, jumping reaction, that kind of thing, which I would hear and then just, I tried so hard not to just blatantly repeat it, because what's the fun in that? But there was that specific sound that they were looking for.
Now with the sound effects, when you do have to do happy, sad, angry, do they just do it on one loop and just say, okay, just do these now?
They don't, luckily they didn't do it like that. If they had got all the sound reactions together, I would have been like, can all the men please leave the building right now? But they did, it was interspersed with words and lines, but there were some scenes where I would just do a lot of sounds. Like my favorite, the one I'll never forget, was the digging scene. Literally, I remember they were like, we counted how many, it was 11. And I'm like, okay, here goes, digging. And I'm just like there with counting, and then I stopped and I was like, okay, moving on, let's not talk about this.
I remarked on how much you look like Vanille, even though Vanille was established way before you came in.
Gotta get this going on.
Did that help with the character?
It's been funny. Like some people are like, you don't look anything like her, but I'd like to think that we do look somewhat alike, definitely. I think there is something about us, especially like I'd come into session sometime and wear pigtails just to make the guys laugh. But it does help. Like it's fun to be like her. And a lot of the other characters are really similar as well. Like Troy looks like Snow when he has blonde hair, and Ali kind of looks like lightning. So we all kind of do look. So that to me was more fun. It was like, it felt personal. It was like, I know they didn't mean this to happen, but she really feels like she's my character when I look like her.
How was it working with Rachel and Ali?
Working with them and knowing them is two very different things, because we didn't actually meet during the working process. The whole 6 months I didn't meet them.
Oh, because it's separate.
Yeah, we do separate time slots. We don't record it opposite each other or anything. So I knew their voices, but I certainly didn't know, and I found it fascinating that Rachel wasn't Australian and her accent is really good. But meeting them afterwards, on our final day of recording, some of us all got together, and it was just like love at first sight.
So what was it that made you get into voiceover work?
I fell into doing the voices for 2 little kids shows, little things called Jake is the Pig, who's a 5-year-old male Irish pig, and Angelina Ballerina, who's a 6-year-old English mouse ballerina. So that was my foray into the voice world. So those are crazy and silly. And then I did a blue elephant, male elephant. So it's like I guess I'm a little kid. Like I never grew up. And I think that really helps in that I like playing and being silly. So the minute I get in a voiceover the booth, I'm like, let's go. Yeah.
Well, I wanted to give you a present. Yay.
I am a girl gamer.
She is a girl gamer. What's the last game you've played, actually?
Grand Theft Auto. I played it last week.
She is awesome pants, and she's a girl gamer on the face.
Yeah, in my face.
And now what I want to do very quickly is I do, as I said earlier, this entire interview was was fan-powered. Every question, with the exception of a couple that I had, were completely from our readers at GirlGamer. So I would like to thank Nani, Abby Equals Love, Boomy, Maya Sharona, Empress Brown-Eyed Girl, Gigi Angel Thanatos. She's one of our writers, and she's one of the first people from GirlGamer that became a member of MyOuterSpace.com. And Gigi Joy Leah. We'd also like to thank MyOuterSpace.com for lending us their studio. Georgia Van Cuylenburg, you are the cutest thing ever.
Thanks.
I am so proud of you.
Thank you very much. It's a lovely pleasure to meet you.
And we want to see her more video games.
Yes, please.
Yes, please. Hire her. She's very awesome. For GirlGamer.com, I am Crix Lee. This is Georgia Van Cuylenburg.